15th. And this week, we've been showcasing the influence Hispanic heritage has had on our community and around the country. And our final story this week focuses on police departments around the country, as nationwide, just 14% of police officers identify as Hispanic, and even fewer are certified Spanish speakers. Judith Ratana digs into the shortage of Spanish-speaking officers and what local departments in North Carolina are doing to change that.
When Fuquay-Varina Police Chief Brandon Medina began his law enforcement career, he was the only Spanish speaker at his agency.
I happened to rise up through the ranks in that agency, being the first sergeant that was Spanish, and then being the first lieutenant as a Spanish-speaking law enforcement officer.
Now, as chief, his Spanish skills are often a point of comfort for other Hispanic people he comes across while on the job.
I give him a business card, and I'm surprised sometimes a lot of people call back and say, hey, I want to run something by you, and, you know, I got a friend that needs some help.
My mom didn't speak English up until I was in my 20s, so I saw how rough it could be within a community when you can't communicate with first responders.
Sergeant Jamie Priest with Raleigh Police is nearing retirement. Over his 25-year career, he's seen a change in diversity.
There was some times where we go without a shift without a Spanish-speaking officer. Fast forward to today, there is several law enforcement officers that speak Spanish.
Today, both agencies have Spanish speakers on every shift. 22 of Raleigh's officers and 5 of Fuquay-Varina's officers are Spanish speakers. There's still more work to do, but even in their small numbers, officers from Raleigh all the way to Fuquay-Varina are building bridges every time they can communicate with someone in their own language.
Sometimes they're scared of us. So building that trust and communicating with them, you could see it in their eyes, you can see it in their body language, how they just relax and they're happy to see you.
Both agencies say they're working to recruit more officers who can speak a second language. And Raleigh, officers who pass a second language proficiency test can get a 5% bump in pay. And Fuquay-Varina, they can get a $1,000 bonus. Their language skills are critical in emergencies.
Sometimes the language barrier slows things down and prevents us from doing our jobs. So to me, that's the most important thing and most valuable thing that I can provide my community.
And critical in building trust.
Definitely think that anytime you have an agency that reflects the population that they serve, it builds that trust. We're looking to build that trust with the community.
And if you missed any of our Hispanic Heritage stories this week, you can catch all of them in our 30-minute Hispanic Heritage special, which is airing this Sunday directly after First News at 9.